G'day gents, tube worms and cockles. Today I am riding for the first time with the Forma boots. As you can see, I've got the Adventure, I think they're just called Forma Adventure Evo or something like that. Basically they're a big ass chunky boot that I'm not used to. So I've got the lowered pegs on now, and so still using the stock KLR gear selector, but I've got the J&S Engineering, the lowered foot peg mounting bracket, so they're basically 40mm lower and 20mm further back. A bit later I'll get off and just sort of show you what they look like. But yeah, tell you what, man, like I took it for a quick ride yesterday using my road boots, and it was no worries. It was a bit more of a reach actually to get to the gear selector, but now with this one it's more natural. With a larger boot it sort of feels more natural, although because the gear selector is still in the same position and the foot peg's lower, the gear selector is obviously up quite high compared to the level of the foot peg. So now when I sort of downshift, I've got to lift my foot up to sort of stomp on it and press my leg down on it rather than just use my toes. So I'm hoping that doesn't impact or compromise the lever in any way, like strength wise. Hopefully the lever is, I mean the lever looks pretty strong, but you know, yeah, it's sort of going to probably use a bit more force, you know, so I'll have to try and be light on the touch. So yeah, I don't know, we'll see how we go. I did adjust the brake lever. The brake lever is probably about 20mm lower, so to take it all off the spindle, adjust the master cylinder pump, you know, the piston, so that it was up a bit higher, because obviously you tilt the front down, the back end comes up. Yeah, that seems to be in a good spot. I did put a little bit of tape around the crash bar because if I did depress it really hard with my hand, I noticed that it was touching. But when I was riding yesterday, I realised that you don't actually press the rear brake that hard, you just touch it, you know, so like, especially when you're on the dirt, because obviously it locks up really easy. So yeah, we'll see how we go. And energy wise, I'm not feeling too bad today. Last couple of nights I've actually had not a bad sleep. Combination of the new pillow, plus I have actually been doing some exercise. So lots of exercise, don't really get much of that these days. Basically getting out the old treadly. I've got some rollers, you know how you've got those training rollers that you can put your bike on and use it indoors, so I've got that. I'll tell you what, trying to use this back brake pedal is, you can't bend your ankle as much with these boots, eh? Maybe over time they might loosen up a bit, but anyway, it's down pretty low, so it's not too bad. Let's do a bit of a stand-up, shall we? See how we feel with these boots and everything. Yeah, right. Tell you what, I lowered the foot pegs, and then now I've got these boots on again. Like I'm probably when I was riding yesterday, I realised that I noticed that the drop down in height was really good, especially with the arms. I had a slightly bent elbow, and now, because these boots have got a bit of a chunky sole, yeah, I suppose my elbows are slightly bent, not quite back to where I started, but anyway, what was I talking about? Yeah, the exercise. So, and what's the deal with this bloody app? Does anyone know how to use this bloody OSM and app? Because I've selected on the map to follow my bloody track and then show the track on the map, but it's not doing it. And last time I looked at the recorded track, there was nothing there. So I don't know what the bloody hell's going on with that bloody stupid app. Anyway, yeah, so I got the cycle out, the bicycle, started off slow, you know, did bugger all. Like, it's amazing when you're bloody so unfit how little it takes to get puffed out. But anyway, that was since the weekend, and last night I took it out on the road at night because it's quite warm here, and took it to the local sort of bike track that runs alongside the road and whatnot. Put on my flashing lights and the helmet, and yeah, did about 7 k's, so just over 7 k's, and it's about half an hour's worth. So for me, that was a pretty decent workout, cardio-wise. So it's helping to strengthen my legs too. You know, like I haven't got that bloody pains in the legs like I had after I did those lunges that time. But I'll have to do some more lunges because obviously cycling it's not going to be that full on. Depending how hard I go. And I didn't really go that hard. Well, in certain spots I did, I guess, but whoa, there's neutral. So right, so you can't bend the ankle as much, man. These boots, I have to try and wear them in. You know, like stand on the balls of my feet and sort of bend them backwards a bit. But it's not impossible to use, so that's a good thing. I mean, I'm stopping and changing gears for the most part. The other thing, I guess, is the lack of feel. You don't have as much feel in the feet because of your fat bloody sole and the rigid sole. It's yeah, it's not too bad. I can feel the brake pedal. That's not too bad. I can feel that it's there, and when I'm on it, well, I can know when it's there. I guess the feeling is not quite as much, but yeah, not bad. We'll get there. So anyway, getting back to the exercise. So yeah, did some exercise, and I think, you know, doing a bit of that, staying off the piss. I mean, I've only had one beer, man, in 2 weeks. That's crazy. Like, I made sure it was a good beer. It was a Big Shed Boozy Fruit New England IPA, which is bloody magnificent. Very, if you ever tasted those juicy fruit chewies or the frosty fruit ice blocks, like that's what this beer tastes like, but with a massive hit of bitterness being the IPA, and it's hazy as, you know, it's very cloudy looking. Yeah, I tell you what, the old changing down of the gears is something to get used to. You've literally got to stomp. Check out these guys, can you see them in the mirror? But yeah, there's like full on stompy, man. It's like you got to really sort of stomp your foot down, your whole leg. Yeah, the changing up's not too bad. It is a slight leg lift with a bit of an ankle turn. But yeah, man, I tell you what, getting sleep makes a hell of a difference to your life quality. Definitely does. I feel a little bit tired this arvo, but no, I'm not too bad. So yesterday was good. Like yesterday, I just powered through the day, man. Like it was almost like I had to really try to go to sleep. Mind you, I have been taking some sleeping tablets. So like I've got, the doctor prescribed me temazepam, which is like you know, your usual kind of sleeping tablet, and then he's also given me this other one which is called Circuited. Yeah, this Circuited stuff is like a slow release melatonin, the sleep hormone that your body naturally produces, and it's just to try and, because, you know, get me back into like a what's the word for it, like a normal cycle, I guess, because yeah, it was like my whole sleep cycle was out of whack. It's really weird. Like I was waking up really early and then going to bed really early, and yeah, it was really weird. And I know daylight savings just finished, but it's never affected me like that. But I went out and I bought a slab of the old Clayton's beer. I tell you what, mate, it's very refreshing. I don't know why delis don't stock it. You know, we've got all this sugary caffeine shit always stocked up in the fridges in the delis and that. Well, you know, why not have a nice malt beverage, tastes like beer, but doesn't have any alcohol in it, man? It's like the beer you have when you're not having a beer. It's bloody beautiful. Like, really, really thirst quenching, and I love the taste of it. Like, it tastes more sweeter, malty, I guess, as opposed to, I don't know, it's like, the thing is with beer, the alcohol content, I guess, if you thought about how you got your fish and chips, right? If you eat fish and chips without salt on it, it's a similar kind of thing with beer without the alcohol in it. That's the only analogy that I can sort of think of. So it's, you know, it tastes like it, but it's not quite the same. It's just missing that, I don't know, I guess it's that warmth. Oh, I should have gone in there. She's going to play in there, eh? Oh. Yeah, it's easy to be fucking heavy footed on that brake, eh? That's for sure. Yeah, right. Oh. Yeah, because you can fucking really get your toe stuck into it because it's got that grip on the bottom of the soles. Definitely, yeah, something to keep an eye on, especially in the loose shit. Oh, knew that would happen. Right, which is the easier way? That way. Oh. Look at all the shit people fucking dump around here, man. What a fucking mess. Fucking feral fuckers. So it's obviously just a little dumping track there, mate. Basically, that's all it is. I'll tell you what, my left hand is really, really tired. I guess from doing all that bloody clutch slipping back there. That was a little bit gnarlier, wasn't it? Than what I'm used to. More shit, have a look at it all. Fucking fish tank shit. Puncture territory, man, when they start dropping shit like this. Fucking just use a dump, mate. Well, geez, doing well. I'm thinking too much about my feet controls, and that's the issue. Tell you what, she's just touching that bloody back brake, man, and she locks up. Oh, give that hand a rest, eh? Bloody hell. What's going on there? I might have to start doing bloody hand exercises, mate. Shouldn't really be doing too much of this shit on my own, because if I do fucking drop it, well, if I did could drop it, but I'd have to pick it up myself, and that would be quite tiring, wouldn't it? Righto, so there you go, man. She's definitely more of a challenge with the fucking hard boots. It's yeah, just getting used to where the controls are with them. I'll come over in time, I guess. Get you to have a look at them anyway. So yeah, you can see here. This is the bracket here. Alright, so before it used to come out and it used to sort of be situated about here. Foot peg would be sort of about here. So yeah, it seems lower. Those nuts there, mate, just did them up sort of hand tight with blue Loctite. I reckon those threads on there can go really easy, so just take it easy with them. There is no spec torque setting for it either, so yeah, you just got to sort of go by feel. But you know, reasonably tight with just your hand, not too much force, and blue Loctite. And that's where that one goes. So yeah, would have been up here somewhere, and that was up here somewhere, like out there. So yeah, had to modify this a bit, take that kink out there and make it up a bit higher, bring this down. Yeah, but definitely getting used to these boots. So yeah, some of the things I've done to this bike since I've got it is got the seat concept seat. So yeah, this is heaps wider here than the original one. The original one sort of just flows through there like that and comes down. So that's pretty comfy. Stain tune exhaust came with it. I've put on the SW Motec crash bars and the bass plate. Obviously the lowered peg mounts and the pivot pegs. Done some Ego bark busters. And yeah, I had to raise the handlebars even further, and there's a bit of a mismatch of components there, but it's all I could get my hands on at the time, because they're not the stock bars. They're a little bit flatter, which is a bit stupid, and I don't think they should have been on there like that, because the other ones obviously come up a bit higher, and you got the crossbar on there, and you could probably get away with different bark busters perhaps, but I like to get these slim ones, which are the Egos, and when you turn them, like, that's as close as they get there. And I'm guessing if you had the other bars, maybe that, and if you had the bigger bark busters, you'd have to get that dash lift kit, you know, where this comes up a bit higher and out the way. Also, you can see just down there, like it's only a couple of mil, maybe 2 or 3 mil away from the tank where it comes down, both sides. That one there is probably even a bit closer. Tank moves around a bit, obviously. But yeah, what else have I done? That's about it, really. Yeah, haven't done much else. Still got the tyres on it that I had, which is, I think that's like a Dunlop, what do they call that? Trail wing or some shit? No, Trail Max, which I think is like the stock tyre that comes with it. And then that's the Trail wing, which is a Bridgestone. So it's getting down a bit here from all the road riding and shit, but yeah. And obviously this little bag here I had from a previous bike, little rack on it. Thought I might as well use it. I've had to tie it down a bit because it's not quite a proper fit. The rack only comes to here, doesn't come right up here, so I just want to make sure it doesn't go flying off somewhere. But yeah, that's about it. Oh, obviously I've put on the charger, the dual USB one, because it had a 12 volt socket, you know, the car socket, but that just, when you put the charger one in there, it would just bloody vibrate out all the time, so I pissed that off and put that on there. I've got the quad lock mounting system, which is really good. Alright, so that just goes on there, so it's really good, solid as. I've got the GoPro up here, this is the Hero 4 session, just top of the brake reservoir. Yeah, so all this kind of shit here is a lot better to play around with on a smaller bike, obviously, like a DRZ 400. DR650 is a bit lighter, but as soon as you start putting safari tanks on and shit like that, especially if you've got a full tank, there's 30 litres, another 30 kilos worth of top end weight. It wouldn't be too dissimilar to riding the KLR through there, I'd say. But yeah, something probably you're better off doing with some of your mates around in case you do come into grief. come around the corner. She's going straight across at that point. This point here, pretty much the same. Whee! Definitely feel the weight of these boots on your feet too, man. Like they fucking weigh a lot more, eh? Might have to do some exercises, just laying on the floor and lifting my legs up with these boots on, man, just to build up the strength in my legs, because you certainly notice it. Hang on, where is it? There it is. Thorley Road. Yeah, I reckon this has always been closed. What's that place? A couple of sheds. I think he was pointing at me, hey. Where does this go? I think he's telling me to get out. Do you think I should? Maybe I should. That's like a helipad there. Yeah, I think he's trying to tell me to get out. I'm not going to do much harm. Thing is, I guess if they're going to lock that gate up, I'm going to get locked in. So we'll play by the rules then. Oh, it was worth a shot. I mean, I don't know what the big deal is, man. You did see him, eh? He went like that with his finger. I pretended not to see him. Then I thought about it, I thought, fuck, what if they do shut that bloody gate off? Then I'll be stuffed. I'd have to try and drive around the fence line and try and find a bloody spot where there's someone's taking a bloody chunk out of it. Or, I think I might have a pair of pliers on me, I'd have to bloody cut a hole out, which is not really something I want to do. I'd only do it if I have to, so. It's not like I was with a pack of bikers all screaming, tearing around like idiots. Never been down this road. I said I'd come here one of these days. Just goes to an end. It looks like it's pretty straight, but you never know. You just never know. Somewhere different. It's just so bloody hard around these places these days. Like, you've got to go right out to, you know, find a bit of freedom. It's just, you can't really go bush. Oh, there we go, and another bloody gate. Notice to trail users, what's it say? Please leave gate as you found them. Move wide, slow past all livestock. Okay. But then you've got private property up there, so yeah, there's no real trail unless it's a walking trail like the Hyson. Well, there's a gate up there, but yeah, no, I don't think I'll be going right up there, mate. It's not even a track there, so no, won't be doing any of that. Yeah, you don't want to go sort of playing too close to people's houses, you know, that's the thing. Like, get yourself in the shit, or you get roads closed down and just all that sort of crap. It's one of the shit things about, what would you call it, out of suburbia Adelaide, you know, too much private property. I mean, which is fair enough, you know, like, it's just, you know, there's not enough sort of like trails for us. We've got lots of dirt roads, but as far as trails go, where you can sort of like get off the beaten track and go and explore and have a bit of fun, there's just not that much of it. You've got to go and find like fire trails that you can get through, you know, that you're not going to be trespassing about. But yeah, I'm just wondering whether they're opening up that that one back there, because I think today was a, what do you call it, a fireband day. Oh, that was really cool now. Like, it's a weird time of year at the moment. Like, we've had some hot days and cold spells and hot spells, and it's just all over the shop. And there was like an airfield there, so I'm guessing you know, if you need to fill up a water bomber, be it a fixed wing or the old Elvis helicopter, then that's the place to go. Well, one of the places for around here anyway. So let's do a little bit more of the old standing up again. So there we go. So feet are evenly on the pegs. My knees are gripping the seat, not the tank, gripping the seat, because I'm back a little bit now, don't forget. And turn around, yeah, I mean they feel really planted, feels really good. So it's not bad. You can tilt back, tilt forward. You've got 20 degrees, well you've got 40 degrees of movement overall. So that's not too bad for a foot peg, eh? Well, I just felt my heel get caught on something then. That must have been the rear master cylinder cover, or protector that I put on. There's quite a few kangaroos out today. Enjoying the cool spell, I'd say, because it was pretty warm earlier, like this morning. Drive the bloody work with the aircon on. So the Cardo Pack Talk arrived today. The intercom Bluetooth headset thingy. So it's a dual pack that Sean and myself have got on ours in, so we'll get to test that out shortly. We'll do a video on that. But I've just got them on charge at the moment at home. I've got to install the firmware updates, and then yeah, like I went onto the website and it looks like you can interface with the whole thing on via a browser. Well, you can tune in the radio, you can preset FM radio stations, and I'm going to fucking turn around. FM radio stations and bloody something about your buddy list or some shit. I guess that's for who you talk to. So it'd be nice riding in along there, eh? You know, it's not too crazy. Bit of a hill climb here and there, but it's relatively looks relatively hard packed. I mean, I guess you might come across a bit of loose shit, but it'd be good fun. Put another fence like over the other side of that if you don't want us to go down into the reservoir section. You're protecting our water supply. It's like, I don't trust anyone, mate. What do you think we're going to come along with bloody 44-gallon drums full of that bloody green slime shit that turns bloody anyone into the toxic Avenger or something? Log trucks entering. Yeah, you can see a lot of tracks coming out of there. So I reckon when the log trucks are on, we should be able to go in there, mate. I mean, I've seen bloody the guys in Victoria do all that kind of stuff. You know, like, so it just says keep out. What's it say at the bottom there? Bloody cameras up there and all sorts these days, mate. No public access. Come on, mate, why not? Give us a break, mate. So if anyone knows about this OSM and navigation app, you get it for Android. I don't know about iPhone. But I don't know how the bloody hell to use it. I mean, there's loads of functions on there, and I've ticked one that says record track, and then I also tick the box that says show track on the map, but it ain't doing it. So I don't know what the dealio is with it, man. I don't get it. So yeah, if you're going to get yourself some motocross style boots or anything that's, you know, rigid like that, and you want to be able to change gears, you're going to need to get the lower foot pegs. Yeah, there you go, that gate's definitely closed. Yep, lucky I didn't go in there and they didn't see me or something, because I would have been knackered. I wouldn't have been able to get out. Well, at least they weren't too bloody gung-ho about trying to chase me down after I bloody even tried to exit. They could see I turned around and came out. Nice little sunset happening there. Is that little track there? Let's check it out. Yeah, it is. How's it going to be going down it? We're in first? Yeah, we're in first. Watch out for the baby's head. Whoop. More baby's heads. There we go. Not too bad. Easier going down than up, that's for sure. What do you reckon? That's it, mate. Just got to go for it a bit more. Don't know about doing that standing up though. Jesus. It's like I've got to get my legs out just in case, you know. Like, still not that confident yet. Because that's the thing, isn't it? Like, if you're standing up, you've got to be good enough to bloody, you know, get a leg down if you have to, you know. And it's sort of like you've got your whole body weight then to bloody get down. Oh. Yeah, right. Alright, there you go. I won't push me luck any further. That's something to get a bit of used to down there. It's not a bad little spot actually. Certainly feels weird when you start coming down a slope. You know, you get that sort of axis change. You know what I mean? Like you come down on the slope and you can really feel how you lean into it and you start losing traction. That's why I reckon an earlier tread pattern on that rear is gonna feel a little, give you a bit more confidence, you know, because it's gonna dig in a bit more, I reckon. Because it's slightly road orientated, you know, so yeah, man, I can feel my hands getting tired, eh? Like with the when you do that gnarly shit, you definitely feel how the arms and the hands come into play. A bit tired or whatnot. I guess, you know, you're gonna wear out your hands, but you're gonna get tired. Your hands are going to get tighter quicker and all that, so yeah, especially on a bigger bike. I think it's if you're like a little lightweight dirt bike, it wouldn't be as bad, but then again you'd probably go a bit harder and because you can, and then you might just as well wear yourself out as much. So I guess the other thing is these mirrors too, you know, these aren't foldable mirrors. It'd be nice to get some folding up mirrors at some stage, I guess. I mean, you know, if you start doing bloody single trail shit where you're going through all trees and branches and shit, then it might be handy, you know, to fold them away. And at the moment they sort of stick out and catch on shit. Well, go home to a lovely dinner. The wife's prepared a grilled halloumi salad. You know, I bloody love grilled halloumi. Well, that's a nice sunset. Look at the sun coming through the clouds there. Look at that, beautiful. Bit of a haze. Nice. Nah, it's just the sun looks huge, eh? It's quite massive sort of beast, isn't it? Bigger than the moon or bigger than us. You ever stop to think about the big picture? How the hell, like, you know, sometimes when you're stressing and all that sort of shit, you're doing your work or whatever, you're enslavement, you're forced to labour enslavement. That's thrust upon us by our society, our culture. That, man, we're just a little blue speck, you know, and people get their knickers in a knot over all these little things. And we're just a little blue speck, man, in a massive, you know, amount of space, a solar system, whatever you want to call it. It's just, it's crazy, man. Like, surely we can't be the only ones out there. I mean, it's just weird. Oh, fucking see this? Look at this traffic shit. Fucking traffic. Fucking hate traffic. Yeah, traffic is for plebs, man. You know, I don't know if I'm not really that keen on riding to work these days. Sometimes it's sort of like, oh yeah, it's the most exciting thing of the day, and it's not too bad if I can go out for a ride after work. But if all I'm going to do is drive through traffic to get to work and drive through traffic to get home, then I think I'd just sit in the car. At least I can listen to a podcast. So much interesting stuff that you can listen to these days, not just bullshit commercial radio. Like, I don't understand how people can just sit there and listen to bullshit commercial radio and be force-fed advertising, you know? Like, the same old songs, you know, like you got Triple M. What do they play? Jimmy Barnes, AC/DC, you know, Baby Animal. It's the same old shit all the time. Oh, they might have competitions here and there, but like, to me, that's just like, I don't know, man, it's like TV, you know, commercial TV. It's sort of a mind-numbing, turning people into fucking plebs. Like, listen to a podcast, learn about shit, you know, listen to an audio book, you know, go off to some mystical bloody place somewhere, and you know, by listening to a book rather than reading it, because you can drive at the same time. Yeah, like, why would you just listen to commercial radio bullshit? Obviously, if you're at work, you know, you're a tradie or whatever, I mean, you know, you can't really go sticking on a podcast because you ain't going to hear shit. So you have the radio cranking, yeah, I'll get that. But if you're in the car, I mean, you know, you can listen to music, yeah, you like your favourite music. Maybe bob your head along on your way to work. That helps you pass the time away. But even that, you know, like, that's still mind-numbing to a degree. I mean, it can put you in a bit of a trance and help you pass the time on your way to work, but well, there's the moon, not too far behind the sun. Is there like, hang on mate, I'm coming, wait for me. Podcast, man, I've been listening to what is it, Adventure Rider Radio for quite a while. Still surprises me how well this thing goes, you know. I mean, it's no rocket, but it does me just fine, mate. It does me just fine. For a little 650, it goes alright, man. Man, I can't get this song out of my fucking head. Rock and Roll Rebel by Ozzy Osbourne. It's just one of those earworms, man. It just, fucking every time I'm you know, just thinking about nothing, fucking song pops into my head. Bloody hell's Ozzy Osbourne, mate? He's still going at this age, eh? Jesus Christ. Like, here I'm thinking I'm nearly dying, unfit, bloody whatever, and he's, you know, he must be on bloody, like, some fucking higher level shit, man. Like, preservatives, you know? Because he's done some full-on party, man, like he snorted fucking ants. It's nowhere near as loud as it used to be. But yeah, if you've got Netflix, and you're into rock and roll and that sort of shit, I encourage you to check out a movie called The Dirt, which is all about the rise of and fall of Motley Crue, sort of the rise of the fall and the rise again, I guess you could say. And when they were on tour with Ozzy Osbourne and that sort of stuff, like what Ozzy Osbourne got up to, man, like, a proper nutter. Man, he snorted a line of bloody of ants off the bloody ground, and then he pisses on the ground, and then he licks up his own piss, and then Tommy Lee decides to piss on the ground, and he was going to have a go at licking his own piss, and Ozzy pushes him out of the way and he licks it for him. It was like, dude, I was never huge into Motley Crue, but you know, I don't mind some of their stuff. Like, it's glam rock, you know, like they took it to that glam level, but it was pretty pretty hard and fast sort of tunes, especially some of the earlier stuff. But you know, slightly glam, well, not slightly glam, fairly glam, slightly bluesy rock and roll, I guess you could call it. But yeah, it's amazing. the shit they went through, man, and the upbringing they had as kids and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, The Dirt, check it out, Netflix. So I'll have dinner, and then we'll see after dinner's digested and settled down. Maybe I'll jump on the bicycle. So you got all these tracks along here. That's what I like to do. I don't want to ride on the road. I think if you got a bike track, use the bloody bike track. I understand some of these cyclists that want to ride on the road all the time, man, when there's a bloody bike track there. Look out, mate. Fucking good on you, mate. Fucking Tasmanian, fucking two heads. No wonder they cut in front of me. You'd think at least one of their heads would have fucking had it screwed on. So, definitely a fucking learning curve with these boots, man. It'll take a while to get used to.